system with its order. If that is higher order, then you have to reduce the order. That's why it is being called as model order reduction. So first I am starting with continued fraction expansion. This is one of the frequency method. In this, the transfer function will be taken like this, and you can see the numerator polynomial and denominator polynomial. The difference is only one. Means a11 plus a12 s so on a1n plus 1 s to the power of n. That is in the denominator, and in the numerator the order is highest order is n minus 1. So in continued fraction, what it will be done is it will be written as 1 by, and then naturally that will be done a long division for ones, that is a11 by a21 will come. Actually that is the steady state error, because when you see the time response of the system, then you will find it will settle at one point. That is nothing but a11 by a21. In all frequency response methods, they will consider this ratio. So a11 by a21 or a21 by a11 they'll take, because when you reverse it, you will get as a21 by a11 only. So here this ratio is called as H1. Then after that it is started with S. So S divided by again A21, A22S, so on, divided by A31, means this is taken as a reciprocal, and again this ratio will come. So it will be a continued process till you will get 2n plus 1 terms or so. So the reduction model will be taken as a truncated method. Means suppose if I want a second order system, so then I will consider up to H3. Remaining terms I will ignore. I will return back to original. So see, this is the third order system, and if it is being done like this, and it has been truncated from H4 means will neglect. So H1, H2, H3 considered, and they are reversed again to get in this type. So this is the transfer function. But the drawback here, if you see here, 1.67 minus s square means there is a pole in the right half of S plane. The original system is a stable system, because I haven't noted all those things, because then my slides will be around 200. So I can say that all poles are in the left half of S plane for the original system, but in the reduced order model, it has been observed that one pole at least, or two poles in the right half of S plane. That has been identified by some of the researchers. Then they said if you take directly like this, then there is a chance to get unstable models for original stable system. Because if it is a stable system, you have to get a reduced model as stable only. If it is unstable, then you have to get unstable only. So because you are replicating the original one, so whatever may be the characteristics of the original system, that should be retained in, that is main characteristics should be retained in reduced order model. So there is another method called some people say paid, or we say Pade approximation as per spelling. So in the Pade approximation, this is a transfer function with the numerator polynomial and denominator polynomial. It is a long division, C0 plus C1s plus C2s square. So it is being written in this form. So from this, and you assume a transfer function like this, and those coefficients b naught and a naught are found from this ratio, because I told you that a0 by b0 is always constant for original and as well as reduced. So by taking this, by knowing this C0 is nothing but a0 by b0, so from that you will get denominator polynomial and numerator polynomial. But here also, if you see, this is a sixth order system which is a stable system, but here it is unstable, and one of the poles is in right half of S plane, so this became unstable. So this is the drawback that has been found in the Faraday approximation method. And there is a Routh approximation method, Hutton and Fredland. They have done this, and there are so many works that has been developed. That is Routh approximation method, that is RAM. Then modified Routh approximation method, MRAM, and there was a simplified Routh approximation method, that is SRAM. So there are so many, because Lucas and all, they have done on this work. But my guide, Dr. K. Gopal Rao, he has found that beyond fifth order, it is not following the original system, or it is giving unstable systems. That is, he proved in, and he got published in electronic letters. In those days, we used to get electronic letters. So in that he got published. That is what I studied. So this type of methods are also giving problems, if not unstable, but they are not following the original. So at the most you may get up to third or fourth order. In those days, I must say, this still very good methods. In those days, they used to think that the original system should be reduced to second or third order. But in the last session, I have told you that one of our scholars work about, he has got 14th order controller, and he reduced it to 7th order. Similarly, another controller is there, mu controller. This I discussed about H infinity controller in previous session, but he got mu controller 109th order, because he has given uncertainties and disturbances. That's why the order of the controllers were very high, and he reduced it to again 7th order, because the original system itself is a 7th order. So nowadays the controller order also, like 7th or 10th, I have seen a paper in IEEE transaction on power systems. The original system order is 7th order again. That is a power problem. And they gave a white noise, and they got 274th order, and they reduced it to 10th order with their method. So that's why I'm saying, when it is above fifth order, means naturally that Routh approximation may fail. So there is a mixed methods. So these people thought about, let us not take the quotients of the polynomials, we will concentrate on eigenvalues. So there were methods, mixed methods, by considering the eigenvalues of the system, and numerator polynomial may be any method. So for example, pole clustering method, that is what they have done is they found the eigenvalues, and those eigenvalues were formed into clusters based on inverse distance criterion. So they made clusters, and those clusters, the centroid has been taken as the reduction model pole. So in that way, he has calculated. I think this IIT Kharagpur people, they have done this work. So they have calculated this, and numerator they have taken time moment matching. So with these things they have considered, but the problem here is how to form the clusters. That was the problem. So because there was no rule to form clusters, so that's why there is a arbitrary way of doing things. So another person, he has done by taking iterative process, I think from the same IIT Kharagpur only, maybe, or IIT Roorkee, I could not remember. So they have done this by iterative process, and they have done with a genetic algorithm. Numerator they have found with GA. So this is one type of method. But the genetic algorithm, these types of algorithms, evolution algorithms, they are taken by a random process. That is the problem faced in evolution algorithm. So with those random processes, every time it will give new values. So generally what people do, they'll take maybe 10 times and they'll take the average and all. So if you ask to produce the same numerator, then you may not get this time. You will get a different. So these are the problems faced by evolution algorithms. There are so many algorithms. I don't want to comment them, but they have given a hope, like PSO, genetic neurofuzzy is something better. There are other methods, ant colony, so many methods, but they are good for optimization processes. But to find out this type of algorithms, there is a problem. And from IIT Roorkee, they have done eigenspectrum analysis. In eigenspectrum analysis, he has defined a zone, eigenspectrum zone. Even I also used it. But what he did is he has taken the lowest value of eigenvalue and the highest value of eigenvalue, and that as a zone, and he has retained that eigenvalue, uh, extreme eigenvalues, and calling it as a stiffness factor. And in between, he has equally distributed the poles. So the importance of other poles means you are taking the lowest eigenvalue and the highest eigenvalue, but in between there may be so many poles at different locations, but he hasn't considered them as a whole, but he has taken the centroid of them and he has retained that centroid, but evenly spaced. That's why sometimes it is not giving proper uh, response. And he has taken the numerator polynomial with the error minimization technique, and which is a very laborious method. So, and this is suitable only for distinct real poles only, not complex conjugate, but you may get anything. So that was the problem faced by this method. Of course, they have done modifications later on, but I took only base models because he himself with his scholars has modified so many things. So that's why I am not here to comment any work, but I appreciate the works because he has done eigenspectrum analysis. That's why I could consider it, and I wanted to modify that. That evenly distribution I wanted to avoid, and I wanted to avoid the restriction of using only for distinct poles, real poles. I wanted to add all those poles, which may be complex conjugate or maybe repeated poles, and all those things I did with a different purview. So these are the basic methods I consider, because there are many methods I want to say, but I took only few methods because every time I have to explain. So with all these things, actually these I said time moment matching here in this genetic algorithm and in this error minimization technique, so many methods were taken. So I want to tell about what is time moments and Markov parameters. So for this I'm just taking analytical function and what are the moments. So, because in my case, I redefined time moments and Markov parameters. So, in that aspect, first I wanted to give the definition of time moments or Markov parameters. So, if you consider an analytical function, a complex valued function f of s defined on the complex plane is called analytical function if it can be represented by a series of the form like this: f of s sigma I is equal to 0 to infinity f of I s minus s0 to the power of I converges for every point of s0. Generally, we'll take it as origin, but general definition will be in S0. So for every point S0, which is called the center of the series, and the coefficient f of I is mi, we call as moment. That's why it is mi, that is mi at S0 is called ith moment of f of s at S0. So this is the ith moment at S0. So mi S0 is a scaled ith derivative of fs at S0. So if you see this, if you want to find out, then it has to be found out like this: 1 by I factorial f s0 to the power of I. So rational functions are analytical on the complement of the set of their poles. This the meaning of this I'll explain in the next slide. So if you take this, actually time moments, how they considered Markov parameters are derived for strictly proper rational transfer function as homogeneous moment matching problem. Here what it means is, I said I'll explain in the next slide. So real coefficients with zero remainder means they must be cancelled and the remainder must be zero. Then only you will get a unique solution. Otherwise the solutions may be different. Even some methods face such type of solutions, because if you have a even matrix, then you will have a unique solution. But if your unknowns are less and equations are more, then you are going to get more number of solutions. So that is the problem. So here the definition is only for unique solution only, but how they derived the such type of solutions, that actually once we suggest such type of method, naturally these types of comments will come from researchers. So it is having so many solutions, it should have one solution. So this type of comments we have to face. So that's why when we do uh, uh, we have to be careful that we should start from the fundamentals. So that's why I explained from analytical functions what these are, and it may look odd to understand this, but I wanted to explain this in this way. So considering the fact s tends to 0 and s tends to infinity respectively, because if you take s tends to 0, then you will get time moments, and if you take for s tends to infinity, then you will get for Markov parameters. So a rational gs can be expanded about s is equal to 0 or s tends to 0 as, actually g of s, if you take this Laplace transform of gt, we all know. So Laplace transform of GT, this if you take the expansion like Taylor series expansion, then what you will get, e to the power of minus st, 1 minus st, s square t square by 2 factorial, s cube t cube by 3 factorial, like that you will get, and multiply and you will get this series. So if I write this gs in this form and equate this to this, C0 and all, if you equate, then what I will get is, because C0 and C1 as C0 means this 0 integral 0 to infinity g of dt, g of t dt. C1 means 0 to infinity gt dt. So in that way you will get. So my finding here is, I found this, I explained this with my method. So this is already given in the literature. There is nothing what I can say. So this is Ci. These Ci's are with these signs. That's why you have to write with minus 1 to the power of I by ith factorial, because ith quotient I am considering. So 0 to infinity t to the power of I g of t dt. So this is what we get. So if you take this expansion s tends to 0, then if you do this integration, then you will get minus 1 to the power of I ti by I factorial, where ti is the ith time moment of g of s at the origin. So this is how time moments were defined in theory. Then Ci you can write like this also, Ti minus 1 to the power of I factorial Ti, because this is what I written repeated here, because this I took as a snapshot, that's why. So if you take Ti, then this will go to other side. So minus 1 to the power of I factorial Ci, where Ci is 1 by I factorial d to the power of I g of s dsi. So because you are finding with s, so that's why you will get this. Then even in state space form also, if the system is given, then you can convert into a transfer matrix g of s, c Si minus A inverse B, that we all know. This is a transfer matrix. So, and expanding about the origin, that is S tends to 0, then you will get this expression. Many researchers, they use this. C a to the power of minus I plus 1 BSI, you will get this. So, from the above, the time moments are then Ti minus 1 to the power of I factorial, C a minus, and this term will come here, and where I is 0 to infinity. So, this is about time moments. Ti is a time moment. Now, expand the G of S tends to infinity. That is means I'll that will be explained in the next slide, but just then this will be written as mu naught S to the power of minus n, means the you are writing the series like here G of S is equal like this. I wanted to write, that's why this is, it will come like this. If you take S tends to infinity, then the summation will be like this, and actually with minus n you have to take 1 by S. So I tends to 0 to infinity, S I plus 1 mu I, or if you substitute mu, then this is C A I. Here it is minus, but here you will get I B, because there are derivations. I avoided those derivations. I wrote only final answer for this, because that is a 2-page derivation, because matrices you have to do. So I avoided that part. Please, you have to excuse me. So this is S I plus 1 minus sign, because this is brought here, that mu I is T A inverse, means this is a transpose we call as A to the power of I. Here it is inverse, this is transpose B S I minus 1. So for this is power, not transpose. So for n minus m is equal to 1. So Markov parameters I said, because I took these expressions and Markov parameters, the coefficients in the expansion series are mu I, which is equal to C a to the power of I B, are called Markov parameters of the system. Actually, both is a continuous slide. By taking snapshots only I could write, because I could not retype everything. So it may be noted that G of t is the impulse response of the system. Naturally, if you take G of t, Laplace inverse of G of s, that is C e to the power of ATB. So this is nothing but impulse response. So then the Markov parameters are the values at origin, G's and its derivatives. So see this term, if you write m I plus 1 d to the power of I. So these are the things which we derived. We found it actually when I'm going to redefine, I wanted to take in this form, differentiation or integration form. So I considered in this form. So t is equal to 0, then this is the mi plus 1. So these are the Markov parameters. M stands for Markov parameters, T stands for time moments. In general, if the initial time moments of GS and its approximants RS are matched, then the low frequency or steady state response would be close. So if we say that time moments, initial time, because you will have, let us say, n time moments for, actually you will have more than 2n plus m time moments you will get. So let us say n time moments you are having common to both, then you are matching the initial time moments, n time moments, or low frequency response you are matching for steady state, because that is a low frequency region. So you are matching the low frequency response. If you match Markov parameters, then high frequency responses or matched, or transient responses matched, because of, these are actually initially they have considered only time moments to match the only steady state response, but later on they wanted to match the initial time response, that is the transient response also, then they have considered the Markov parameters. So matching an appropriate number of time moments and Markov parameters will yield good approximation to both steady state and transient responses. So if you consider both, then you will match steady state as well as tangent response. I think you may be feeling madam is telling all mathematical equations, because here time moments have to be calculated and Markov parameters have to be calculated, because you want to match the whole time response as much as you can with the reduction model. So initial time moments and initial Markov parameters will be considered for reduction method. But I want to say one condition is there. First of all, you have to match steady state value. So minimum one time moment must be considered. You may take any number of time moments and Markov parameters to get a proper approximation, but the minimum condition is at least one time moment must be, that is the initial time moment must be considered for proper approximation for all frequency response methods. So the redefined time moments and Markov parameters, I told you that long division of Pade or Routh approximation tables or continued fraction, all those things were a different aspects, and eigenvalues, by considering poles or eigenvalues, whatever you call, the reduction methods are different. So what I observed in those methods, that they are taking direct division, but in that you may have repeated poles, you may have complex conjugate poles, you may have real poles. So in time response, these three will have their different way of projecting the Laplace. If you take the Laplace inverse or time response, then they will have different responses. Of course, zeros will decide about the tangent response. We can't neglect even zeros. So I observed that. So I thought, why can't we take all things, not only real poles and complex conjugate poles and repeated also, repeated poles. So I wanted to consider all aspects. And another thing I observed, that numerator polynomial order is less than denominator polynomial, and I have seen some problems. Of course, I haven't considered here. I have seen some problems with numerator and denominator equal order, and there may be different polynomials with m greater than n also, but in that case you will separate them into a different polynomial. So that's why I considered m is equal to n and m is less than n, where m is the order of the numerator and n is the order of the denominator. So I considered 4 cases as such. So zeros less than poles, one case; zeros equal to poles, another case; repeated poles, another case; and repeated poles, zeros equal to poles, all these things, case 4. And one by one I have done this for zeros less than poles. That is the general transfer function that you will find. So here the pole may be a complex conjugate or a real pole. So what I did is denominator polynomial is taken as a factored polynomial with lambda 1, lambda 2 and so on, lambda n are distinct poles. That distinct poles may be complex as well as real also, but not repeated. Distincted means not repeated. So, and the partial fraction has been done, and these are the P1, P2, P3, Pn are the residues. So the impulse response of G of S is this. If you have this, then it is easy to find the impulse response. So from this, you can say, in the previous slides we have seen this. So G1 of t is e to the power of minus a Laplace transform of G1t is G1s. So that we write like this. So this total polynomial is substituted here, and with that it has been means in that expanded form of e to the power of minus st. I have substituted all, and then why I have taken like this is what my contribution, because I wanted to represent in a different way. So 0 to infinity t to the power of I e to the power of minus lambda I t dt will be nothing but I factorial 1 by lambda I to the power of I plus 1. This what we will get after this integration. We will do successive integration. So you will get like this. So this is for first polynomial. But if you keep on taking for other things, so what I did is just here you can see pj, 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 because there are so many uh, terms, sigma. In this sigma, there are so many terms. I separated them. So separated them in all coefficients. So I took P1, P2 and so on, Pj, Pn, means I separated all, and you will have the same polynomial for different lambdas. Here lambda 1, P1, here lambda 2, P2, lambda n, Pn. Like that you will get the series, different series. So that is nothing but 1 by lambda 1 minus s by lambda 1 square plus s square by lambda 1 cube, so on, so on. You will get like this. So this is how I redefined the original thing in this way. So I got this. So then what I did is, I simplified by taking s as common. So here it is a constant term and this is the s quotient and so on, minus 1 to the power of I si quotient. So all quotients I took. So now what is C0? C0 is this. C1 is this. C2 is, so C, so on, Ci is this. So I got the sum with residues, right? So I got, because I have seen later, of course, one finding this only constant with this type of, but I found for all coefficients with residues and eigenvalues only. So this is C0, C1, Ci, where Ci is j 0 to infinity lambda j I plus 1, means general expression. So this, from this I, because if you see this, uh, uh, not this one, the previous one. So here you got from this is C0 Ci's and they got Ci's and this integration and this is the time moment. So they defined like this, but I defined with residues and eigenvalues. So I got uh, this time moment as this. So I redefined the time moment. That's why I called it as RTM. But remember, I'll get same C0, same C1, same C2, but in a different way. So in this way I took, and from this I defined numerator. That is what my advantage. And from this I defined denominator also. So that was the usefulness of this way of dealing things. So that is zeros less than poles. In second case, zeros equal to poles, then you will get a constant term. Actually, when numerator and n is equal to m, then naturally you will get a constant. And remaining things will be like the previous case. So in case 2, I got k plus, instead of j is equal to 0 to n, I got j is equal to 1 to n, because 1k I separated. That is the ratio, uh, the numerator quotient and denominator quotient constant values. So this is RTM0 is this, means first thing I got k from this, and RTMI is like this. So this is for the thing that is when n is equal to m. And case 3 means repeated poles. For repeated poles, derivations are, you will have, when you do partial fractions, naturally you will get s plus lambda 1 to the power of r. Suppose if I am having r as 2, so when I do partial fraction, what I do? A by s plus lambda 1 plus b by s plus lambda 1 whole square. I have to write to find the residues. So that is even in Jacobian matrices and all, they will do differently for repeated poles. So here those things are not there for ordinary transfer function. So that's what I thought. In state space form, in time domain form, they are considering these repeated poles in a separately, then here we are not considering. So I thought we must consider. And I'll show you what is the advantage of considering separately later. So if you take lem or poles like this and remaining separate, so R repeated poles are considered and M is less than N only here also. So you will get the RTM 0 as, because the same way what we have done in the previous case 1. So if you do the same way, then you will get P1 by lambda 1 minus P2 by lambda 1 square plus P3 by lambda 1 cube minus P4 by lambda 1 to the power of 4, so on, minus 1 to the power of R PR by lambda 1 to the power of R. Actually, this snapshot I took, that's why I could not add the term. Up to R it will come. Later, these things R plus 1 and all, these things will repeat. In the previous case, whatever we have done in case 1, that will repeat for remaining N minus R terms. So then RTM1, then if you do the differentiation, 1 factorial and 2 times and 3 times, because this is square kada. So this will be plus 1 because you are doing differentiation. This will be a differentiation. That's what I am saying. This will be a differentiation. That is what I could do. And I got it verified from mathematics people and all. And they said, excellent, we do. You haven't sacrificed the ethics, but you can see this way also. That is what you have told us. So I felt happy when they gave this uh, comment, because I am from Andhra University, because my education from Andhra University only. So their South Campus mathematics departments are there in the Science College and Arts College. So they, from there I found. So 2 factorial. So if you go on repeating, you will get up to I factorial so and so, so and so. This is a general term. You can see this as a series also. So you will get like this RTMI for repeated poles. And for non-repeated, it will be simple, like case 1. So in case 4, R repeated poles and common. So here K will be taken out if numerator polynomial and denominator polynomial same, which is a rare case. But I wanted to consider that also. That's why I gave 4 cases. Otherwise, I would have been having only 2 cases. So K and same thing like the case 3. Oh, except leaving K, the remaining things will be same. So this is about time moments. Which slide I am doing? Case 4. Okay. Then redefined Markov parameters. So because I wanted to tell those expressions were given like that, but here Markov, for Markov parameters, what we do. So here generally our transfer function will be like this: Bm s to the power of m, Bm minus 1 s to the power of m minus 1. We will consider the transfer function in this fashion. This is what we consider in textbooks. But for Markov parameters, we are doing s tends to infinity. So then it will become like this: B0 s to the power of m. Means the coefficients will be same, but these powers will be reversed. So that is what Markov parameters. So here B0 s to the power of m, B1 s to the power of m minus 1. That is how it has been defined by the researchers. So I consider the same way. So B0 s to the power of m, A0 s to the power of n, just reversal. Coefficients will be reversed because you are taking the polynomial similar to the time moment. So just by reversing. So these are the n1, d1 are polynomials, n2, d2 are reciprocal polynomials, right? And again, I consider the same cases for zeros less than poles, zeros equal to poles, repeated poles, and repeated poles, zeros and equal poles are equal. So those are the conditions I found. But this is very laborious in the sense. We have written like that, b0 s to the power of m, but those eigenvalues should not change, remember. So for that, I found this polynomial must be written like this, s plus 1 by lambda 1, same lambdas, no change, but you have to write s plus 1 by lambda 1, s plus 1 by lambda 2, like that. Then again, if you find the residues, you will get like this. Partial fraction, if you do, you will get like this. Then the impulse response will be like this, because I told you this is a laborious process for Markov parameters, because instead of lambda 1, you will get a reciprocal of lambda 1. So you have to use all lambdas with their reciprocals. If you use reciprocals, then naturally when you do differentiation, you will get a different, means in denominator you will have lambda 1s. So again G2, that's why for time moments I called it as G1, and with reciprocal polynomials I called as G2. So G2 e to the power of minus S2 ST sigma, this is the series, because if you consider this as a response and this is the series, means summation. So the summation is written like this. Like time moment, you have to separate this e to the power of s minus e to the power of minus st Taylor series expansion. If you write like this, then you will get like this. Then what I did is, from this again I took all p1s p2 separately, so that this series will be same. This series will be same. Then do integration and do substitution and all. You will get these terms, and again these terms like this. You will get. And since, because how I got this is, if you do this integration ti e to the power of 1 by lambda on t, then you will get this. So you may feel, madam, how it is I factorial? I told you this is a successive integration. So this is a successive integration, because to get lambda you have to do again and again and again. So you will get this with zero initial condition, because transfer function means you will consider only zero initial condition. So this could be possible by taking zero initial condition. So then this will be all s's again I took as common. So then G2s will be like this. So in the slides, when I defined time moments and Markov parameters, I used this expression again. So I am equating this to this, then I will get mu 0 s to the power of 0, mu 1 s to the power of 1, so on so. And these are the in summation you take. And from the above expression, this is the summation. And if you substitute this, then you will get sigma, because this is equal to this, right? This is G1, but G2 is this. So if you equate this to this, you will get mu I as, that is the redefined Markov parameter, as sigma j is equal to 0 to infinity, or n term, n is the highest order. So Pj lambda j I. Okay. Next slide. This is what. So in case 2, like time moments, I said there will be a constant term k, which we don't know the sign. So you have to consider the sign. So because this is reciprocal, so minus 1 to the power of k. Snapshots, these are all snapshots. So remaining terms are same. So similar to RTMs, redefined time moments. And this is case study 3. I think I am not exceeding the time limit. In case study 3, repeated poles. So repeated poles means there are I repeated poles. So you will get the summation as P1 lambda 1 P0 0, because for first one you will get P1, next is 0. If there are 2, then you will get P1 lambda 1 P2 and 0. If there are 3, P1 lambda 1 square 2 P2 lambda 1 P3. So if you go on using this summation series for different i's, you will get like this. So ultimately you will get ith Markov parameter, redefined Markov parameter like this. So when you do for control systems, you have to define theorems, you have to define mathematical equations, how we are following, because this is a generalized expression for all systems. Means you can do for any system by using this type of explanation, because we have given a defined, means for repeated poles, and if n is equal to m, if m is less than n. So these are all the cases. How what you have to do, they are defined ones, there is no ambiguity in it. So if it is repeated poles and zeros equal to poles, then you will get this term for n is equal to m is equal to n, and for repeated poles these terms, for ordinary, ordinary. So these are the four cases for redefined Markov parameters and four cases for redefined time moments. So my method, I considered eigenspectrum zone, because when I did, my sir wanted me to, my guide wanted me to consider this zone, but postdoc publications I did without this zone. I thought there is no need to consider zone. So my papers, if you find, you don't find this eigenspectrum zone. But I considered eigenspectrum zone, and the procedure also I defined. The method considered for reduced order modeling, considering RTMs and RMPs, redefined time moments, redefined Markov parameters, dealing with the following aspects in order to overcome the drawbacks that were discussed. Means previously I said, so time moments and Markov parameters are redefined as functions of residues and eigenvalues, irrespective of the values, means including zero value, for strictly proper rational transfer function. I said you will get a unique solution only. Redefined time moments and redefined Markov parameters are derived based on eigenvalues, distinct as well as repeated. Means what are the characteristics? First we define. So eigenspectrum zone is defined based on the contribution of individual eigenvalues in deriving redefined time moments, redefined Markov parameters. So here I changed from that previous discussed thing. There he has considered the first lowest eigenvalue and the highest eigenvalue, and he evenly distributed between those two. But here it is not like that. Based on the uh, time moments and Markov parameters, we define the eigenspectrum zone. So that is need not be the total poles. It could be anything. So eigenvalues of reduced order model are derived such that the centroid of eigenvalues in the ESJ is repeated in the. Once I select the zone with the RTMs and RMPs based on these things, I'll select the eigenvalues. Then that centroid will be retained in register order models. That is what actually we have done. The ratios of real and imaginary parts of eigenvalues, which are called stiffness factors in the register order model, are same as the eigenvalues considered for the deriving the register order model. Because in the previous method, he has taken only real poles. So the stiffness factor means the lowest and the highest, the ratio of those two he has maintained in reduced order models. But in my method, I am considering even complex conjugate eigenvalues. So I considered real as well as imaginary parts of stiffness factors be same for reduced order model. But remember, all those parts for only ESZ. Means whatever ESZ is considered, for that only these things will remain as it is. And the stiffness factors and centroid ensures the retention of stability as the eigenvalues of reduced model are around ESZ only. Because the stability is established because the poles will be distributed between those two. Means we are considering the centroid as well as the stiffness factor. So same retained Jidolla, there is a guarantee of stability even for that Mukherjee model also, means that is previous ESZ method. There also the stability retained, but the thing is it is only for real. But here everything is considered. That is the advantage. The method considers matching the high frequency zone also. There it was only for steady state, but here we are considering both steady state as well as transient response. And this, of course, I am not discussing in our present session, but I extended to multi-input, multi-output systems, and I extended to discrete systems. I extended to interval systems also, and in interval systems again for multi-input, multi-output systems. So in that way, and also extended for a design. So this method is extended for all where are the possibilities are there. So I extended to all. So this method is extendable to discrete systems using bilinear transformation. That is the advantage. Exact eigenvalues are found for interval systems also having real and complex. This reduction method is extended to interval system to derive reduced order model. This reduction method can be used to design control. I am not discussing this controller because in the last session I discussed one controller. That's why I thought actually I designed for load frequency control for single and multi-area systems. Similarly, I considered SMIB for interval systems. I derived one transfer function because for different load angles I considered uh, um, different thetas. I considered an interval system and successfully I designed a controller for both these things, but I am not presenting now. And order reduction using eigenspectrum. Actually, what are the main features in the original system we discussed in previous two slides? Now, what will be there in the reduction model, that is this will be discussed in this slide. That is, model reduction technique has been recognized with consequent advantages both in reduced computational effort and increased understanding of the original system structure, because you can understand with the reduction model itself about the original. Analysis and design of control system and application of the same in power systems etc. requires evaluation of eigenvalues. Keeping this in view, a new algorithm for deriving eigenvalues of reduced order model is given. Numerator polynomial has been derived from RTMs and RMPs, which are functions of eigenvalues and residues. So in the reduced order model numerator, we have considered RTMs and RMPs. RTMs and RMPs are used to fix the eigenspectrum spectrum of high order system to determine the denominator of the reduced model, considering the contribution of each eigenvalue in RTMs and RMPs. That's what I did. Eigenvalues of the reduced model are derived using stiffness factors, which are ratios of eigenvalues situated in a ESZ. Means reduced order model, how we have derived. So by using the stiffness factors and centroids of original eigenspectrum, we have derived the denominator of the reduced order model. This will ensure the retention of ESZ in the reduced model, irrespective of the order of the model. And this is considered for different examples. So just generally we consider the transfer function like this, m less than n. So denominator of the original and numerator of the original, and the eigenvalues may be like this. These are the eigenvalues or denominator roots, and these are the numerator roots. So the poles and zeros may be real or complex. If they are complex, they occur in conjugate pairs. That is also I wanted to say, because there will be a pair of complex conjugate poles, not single. And reduced order model, if we consider, then this is the kth, we are saying kth reduced order model. K is less than n, that is we are considering. K is equal to n means we will get the original only, no doubt of it. So nk by dk is, so dk is this and nk is this, means dash we used for denominator reduced model and numerator reduced model. There I wrote lambda I, here I wrote lambda I dash. So these are the reduced model may have real or complex. And if I take, then they will occur in conjugate. This we are defining. And how I am calculating RTMs and RMPs, that those formulas I gave. So here poles are I is equal to 1 to x is a subset of higher order system. Generally we represent with proper mathematical language, so that's what it is given. So you may have real and imaginary like this, only real like this, and within the eigenspectrum. Then we consider the dominant modes of the system. These are selected by considering how we are selecting the poles and zeros of eigenspectrum zone are. These are selected by considering the higher contribution of each eigenvalue in RTMs, lowest contribution in RMPs, means eigenvalue contribution we will see. So if it is highest RTMs, then we will consider that. And if you can find a lowest RMP, you will consider that also. So that is how we calculate RTMs. Contribution is xi1, xi2 for different eigenvalues. And similarly, RMPs, if you calculate, you will get like this, using those cases. So, and properties, I am saying in a eigenspectrum zone, you are having you are defining eigenspectrum zone. If it is defined, then you will get the ratios will be retained like this. You will calculate for original system like this, stiffness factors, and for imaginary, this is the real and this is imaginary. So you will find out the stiffness factors by taking the absolute values, because you will have complex conjugate. So that's why I am taking absolute value. So general ISI is this and UI is this. So general notation. And centroid also will calculate in the ESZ. So original system as well as reduction method also will calculate. But here I am defining for original systems, and we will calculate the residues of the original systems. What we calculate? We will calculate stiffness factors, we will calculate centroids, and we will calculate the residues. Then we will calculate the RTMs for original systems and RMPs for original systems. And we can calculate we are matching the steady state value. I said one time moment must be matched for all frequency methods. That is the steady state value, that is B0 by A0. That is also we are matching. And similarly, if you calculate for reduced order model, same things you will get centroids and stiffness factors for real as well as imaginary, centroid for real and imaginary, like what we calculated here, centroid for real and imaginary, that I forgot to tell. And similarly, residues of reduced order model, RTMs of reduced order model, steady state. Means actually you need not calculate all these things, but I wanted to say, prove something, that's why I defined separately when I did my research. So I wanted to say that both will be same. Original I considered and reduced I considered. If I consider for second order, then I'll up to second order both will be same. If I consider a seventh order reduced model for a 1/50th, then up to seventh order they are same. So that's what I mean to say. So that I will prove with examples, numerical examples. As last I showed this transfer function. It is a only k, and we are having 10 eigenvalues. This is the denominator polynomial, and steady state value is 1 only. Actually, if you see, this is the 5.407 10 to the power of 19. This is also 5.4 10 to the power of 19. So the ratio of this is same as 1. So steady state value is 1. And I calculated RMPs and RTMs. Lambda 1 to lambda 6 I wrote in this table, and lambda 7 to lambda 10 I wrote in this one. So the contribution is this RTM1 part, this. You will, if you add all contributions, you will get time moment, that is 1. If you calculate using the previous, actually Shamash has defined those time moments and Markov parameters, as far as I know. Maybe some people may be defined previously, but in order reduction it came from 1976. So whatever he got, I got. Sum is nothing but what they got. But I am having my contribution. I calculated in my own way. I calculated as per my definitions. But all these contributions are, if they are added for each RTM, then you will get a sum, which is, that's why I redefined, I said, because I am getting the same time moment, the same Markov parameter like that, but I redefined and I got the same. That is why it has been accepted. Otherwise, I would have given a new name, but I got the same thing what they got. But I got individual contributions. That is the advantage. Suppose sum may be zero, sum may be zero, but I'll have individual contributions. So the sum of all those individual contributions be zero. That's all. So when I worked, my guide told me that you are getting zeros and you are writing 0, 0, 0. I said, sir, sum is zero, sir. Individually they are having some contribution. Then he verified. Then he said, beautiful. So that is why I considered, actually you can have many RTMs and many RMPs. So from 9 to back, 0 to 9 I can go. I can go infinite series, you will get. Not infinite series, you will get 2n plus m. So this I considered these three, RTM 0 and RTM 1 and RMP. So this is having highest contribution. Actually, these are the highest contributions, and here I am saying this is the highest contribution and this is the lowest contribution. That's what I defined. So I considered only 3 poles in the zone. That is that line I forgot to mention here maybe, but I considered only these 3 as eigenspectrum zone, because only these 3 are having the contribution here. So if you see here, -1, lambda 1, if you see individual contributions, then the highest is lambda 1 and this is the lowest I can neglect, and this is point naught, point naught, point naught, point naught. I can ignore up to this lambda 5 because this is the least contribution. How I consider the general zone is, I consider highest contribution of eigenvalues and lowest contribution of RMPs. So when I took, I can consider up to 4 also, but I considered only 3, 1.2, around 0.4, and this is 0.2. So I considered only 3 as a zone, because not only from here, you can see all these things. This is point not 1, 4. I can neglect. That's what I thought. Here, e cube means 10 cube, 10 to the power of 12, 10 to the power of 16, 18, 21. So it is going like that. So I thought this will be good. So that's why zone, why my postdoc I removed these things is, here also I am selecting the zone by choice. It should not be like that. I thought it should come out as it is. You have to take this much, that's all. So that zone system I removed in my postdoc work. So, but I am presenting my zone system. That's why I am saying that I considered only these 3 eigenvalues by considering the contribution of each eigenvalue when compared to other eigenvalues. So, then the reduced order model, because that centroid also I calculated 20, for that I got 23.41, for that also I got 0.407. So by taking this centroid and the stiffness factor, I calculated the eigenvalues of the reduction model. That is, I got second order, and for that second order, that path for original I forgot to write that path. So for reduced order is there. So if you want, I can show from my other work. But okay, I'm saying they are same because otherwise we cannot calculate. By considering these two only, we can calculate these two values. So I got these eigenvalues of reduction model. From that, I got numerator coefficients. So I ultimately I got this as the transfer function. You can see the steady state value is 1 because the ratio of A0 by B0 or B0 by A0 is 1. So I got this as 1, that is RTM1. And for the original eigenspectrum 0, that is Mukherjee's. So this is the transfer function. And if you draw the plots, then my original and Mukherjee's and my reduce are there. So I found that though they are matching here, but initial response, because this is 0 to 3.5 seconds, I consider up to 0.15 seconds. Then I found this is the original and this is following this, and Mr. Mukherjee's it is going below 0. That's why there is a minus sign in the numerator. So that's why it is going below 0. So it is following like this. That's what I observed. And I have drawn all those things in for this session. So just I wrote other methods also, Therapos, Chen and Shi and Edgar, all these things, because I did my work long back. That's why recent comparisons won't be there. So the output at 1 second, I calculated for all of them. So this is what I got, because initially the responses are different for all, but ultimately they are reaching, and all are stable systems because all are stable systems. That's why I took like that. And then another method, this is a typical problem, this eighth order. So here also I consider the contribution, RTMs and RMPs. So the highest and the lowest I considered. So if you see this is the highest, but I wanted to consider the lowest, and these are the lowest, but for RTMs I wanted to consider the highest. RMP is the lowest, and for RTMs it should be highest. So in that way I considered the poles, and zone actually I think I considered only 2. So with that I calculated the reduced order model and Mukherjee's, and there is a Parmer, that is I compared with the 3, because I thought when it is exceeding 50 slides, I thought no more calculation part. So just I wanted to show the result. This also I showed in the last session. So it is going like this. So how it is coming, dash dash is mine, and these are the others. So you can see they are following, everyone's following, but you can see they I compared with many, because if I draw all those plots here, then it will be like a big group. So with Raut approximation methods, Krishnamurti and Seshadri, Hutton and Fredandi, these people are Lucas, these are all Raut, and these are Pade and all, and eigenspectrum. 3 categories I compared. So output after 3 seconds, that is what, because after 3 seconds it is reaching. So most of the things are okay. 1.14 is the original, nearby you can see, but some people extended. And I wanted to say that Raut approximation methods are not properly following. So okay, this is something, because we have to compare. And actually my contribution, I repeated poles I wanted to show. You can see here s plus 1 whole square, s plus 10 whole square, s plus 100 whole square, and there are repeated zeros also, s plus 2 whole square, s plus 5 whole square into s plus 1000. So my sir gave this problem and he said, if you can match, I'll accept your thesis. So that's what he said, since I worked on repeated poles. So actually if you calculate the previous way, it will come out like this. But for repeated, I gave modified thing. So this will be like this. So this is the this is the Markov parameters we will get, not 1, but this is the Markov parameter we will get. So I calculated this. That's why how I calculated This is the way you have to. So then the third order is like this. Then how the response came? No, not this one. This one. So the original system is like this for all repeated poles. So this is like this, and mine is following like this. So this is up to 6 seconds it is settling. So mine is also following 6 seconds. So initial matching, if you see, it is almost following the original, because the point not 5, not 6, not 7. So the difference is very, very, very less. So it is following. But with other methods, Routh, Shamash, Alexandra, and Lucas, and all. So some things are not at all reaching them. So those who are near, I wrote. So these are the things. And if you see the initial, I said this tip will not come. Only it will follow steady state part. Only they will follow, but not the transient part. Though they are matching Markov parameters, most of them matched the Markov parameters also, means they wanted to match the initial time response. But even then, it came up to this point, then it went like this, flat, almost flat. This peak is not coming for them. That was possible because I considered repeated poles as separate. So that's why it is possible. So I found with many others, and I found mine is only the plot. That time, of course, maybe now I don't know. So that time I found mine is the only method which is following the original as it is. So then my guide accepted my work, because analytically I proved I am correct, and he wanted to see the plot. So he saw it, then he accepted. So this is another system. There is a transfer function. This is also exactly matching reduced order model, third order model. This is exactly matching. Others they got like this, and the plots are like this. See the flat, they are getting flat. Most of the things they are getting flat. But in my case, if you see 120 seconds, this is 10 seconds initial plot. So in my case, it is following the same as it is, but in others, it is either going up or down. So that's how it is happening. And other method, this is some other method. See, this is IIT Kharagpur people, they suggested this plot. This is going like curly, and my method is also following the curly, because this is Jayant Tapal sir. He has done this work, and he showed that his is following, but mine is following very closely than him. So that I felt happy on that. Okay. And there is another method. See this tip, very small tip. It is very, very difficult to follow because it is having repeated poles as well. So mine is following, but there are other methods which are not at all following the thing, and maybe oscillatory, maybe something, but I got properly. And if you see this, another method, see it is like going S. My method is also following like S. And I found, of course, these are the two problems given by Jayant Tapal sir, and he has his is following a bit below and bit above, but mine is following in the similar way. So that is how it has to be seen, because I took the contribution of, but in my later postdoc things, I haven't considered the zone at all. I took by taking the lowest of RMPs and the highest of RTMs, and I took those eigenvalues and calculated the numerator polynomial, and I almost got even better than this plots. But I'm having these things in those papers. If you search for my name, you will find those things in publications. This is in my thesis. In those days, publications was very, very, very difficult, and very 2, 3 publications are there: IEEE and electronic letters, uh, and one more thing, IE. So these 3 were there, all from UK based. So there was a big line, and getting publication is something difficult. Nowadays, you are having so many peer reviewed journals. Not only journals are, I must say, cross journals, but there are thousands of peer reviewed journals. So you can find even a postdoc. When I did, of course, there were few journals, so I got published. So these are the works. I think up to, yeah. I think I thought the slides 50 is sufficient. So that's why I curtailed the things. Otherwise, I'm having very detailed calculations, everything. But I thought arrays are there. Those redefined things are there. Even the references, I was trying to add, because I mentioned 65, 66 and all. I had 114 references. Actually, I'm adding those references. I thought if you want, I will share. The references. These are the references. I took from mostly 65, 66. Because I did for interval systems and all. That's why I wanted to avoid something, because these are the problems. I took some of the problems, and this Lefty wire also. Because our Indians did a lot of work on this order reduction, and so if you have any queries, because I am a bit fast, so if you have any queries, please ask me.
So, thank you, ma'am. Any queries, participants?
Because these papers are there in the journals, you can verify.
Okay, ma'am.
My contribution
Ma'am,
is
I think
only means
no.
no questions, sir. Okay, RTMs and
No.
RMPs are redefined. That is the only difference. Other things you will get in any books.
Okay, ma'am.
I think a bit
Okay,
early.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Just
So
5 minutes.
I
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. In your busy schedule, also you have accepted my invitation, and you have given lecture in 2 sessions, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
okay.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, in
Actually,
future also, please.
definitely.
Ma'am, in future
But I am
also,
returning in
I'm
August
expecting
31st.
same type of cooperation, ma'am.
Definitely, but
Oh,
the
no
thing is,
problem, ma'am. After retiring also.
after
Yes.
return, sure, sure. Definitely,
Okay, ma'am.
because I two
Okay.
three years back I came I went to Kanpur via Lucknow, because airport is there in the Lucknow.
Uh-huh.
So, so
Okay.
on my ACT inspections and all. So
Uh-huh.
I found a very interesting place. But okay, online is very best for us, because that is the safest
Yes, yes, ma'am.
way of taking things. Definitely, my cooperation will be
Yes,
there,
ma'am.
and I am grateful
Thank you,
that you
ma'am.
found me at this corner of the Andhra Pradesh.
Ma'am,
From the
I have studied in University College
uh,
of Engineering, Kakinada, madam.
Kakinada. It's, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Of
I
course,
have
you are
attended
all.
one workshop, ma'am.
Acha,
Ma'am,
acha.
you have I think in 2013, ma'am. I have came to JNT Vijayanagar, ma'am.
Yeah,
I have attended
Yes.
workshop, ma'am. You have conducted
Yeah,
that, right?
yes, I conducted one
Power
international
systems.
workshop and one
Yes.
national workshop. Definitely, yeah.
Ma'am.
I was there. I was there as HOD at that time. Yeah,
Yes,
of
ma'am. Yes,
course.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
As a principal, I could not do anything because I am fortunate. My term was over. Then this Corona came. Till that time, I could do
Yes, yes,
something.
ma'am.
But I wanted
Yes,
to do international conference as a principal, but I could not do it.
ma'am. Oh,
And you attended that. Oh, very good. But I found
yes,
my
ma'am.
friends over there in US and in
Yes.
from Netherlands. They came and they have given
Oh,
very excellent
yes,
lectures.
ma'am.
Sure, if you want, I'll arrange for them also in future.
Okay, ma'am. Yes,
They
thank you,
are
ma'am.
still
Thank you
there.
very much, ma'am. Yes,
Welcome.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We will be in contact on mail.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So, dear participants, next session will start at 3 p.m. Resource person is Professor Prerna Gaur, ma'am, Netaji Subhash University of Technology, New Delhi. So, please join 5 minutes before the starting of the session. Thank you. Thank you very much.